Nursery, Mrs. Harth here. Today I'm going to be reading a winter poem to you, and it's going to help us think about all the things to do with winter. Our poem is called Cold. Cold fingers, cold toes, pink sky, pink nose, hard ground, bare trees, branches crack, puddles freeze, frost white, sun red, warm room, warm bed. Now have a think about those things. Have you noticed any of those things on your winter days? I certainly have. Definitely cold fingers and cold toes. I've noticed that there are lots of bare trees. Lots of trees have lost their leaves for the winter. And even the other day on New Year's Eve, I noticed puddles freezing. We had a very cold day that day. I think on that day it only got to about 2 degrees in the entire day. Really, very, very chilly. And I definitely noticed a warm room and a warm bed. I like to get really snuggly and really warm. Now what we'd like you to do is to go on a winter walk. Now you're allowed to go outside for your daily exercise, so with an adult we'd like you to go for a winter walk and see what things you can spot to do with winter. See if you can spot any of these things. Can you spot a pink sky? Can you feel a hard ground or see some bare trees? Are there any puddles that are frozen? Can you spot any frost white, or can you see the sun that is red? Have a look when you're out on your journeys and see if you can spot any of those things. I'm going to go out on my walk and see what I can find, but I must go prepared. So I have collected a few things that I will need. I have collected a nice warm woolly scarf. I have collected a nice warm woolly hat I will put on my head. And I have also collected my coat, which I will put on. And I will also put on my warm woolly gloves to keep my fingers nice and warm. So I'm going to head out on my walk now, and I will catch up with you in a little while and show you what I have found. See you soon. Okay, I'm back from my winter walk. Oh, it was very, very chilly outside and a bit wet and a bit windy. I'm going to just pop off my hat and take off my scarf. And I'm going to show you something that I spotted on my winter walk. So, I took out my camera and I took some beautiful photographs, and I focused on trees. Bare trees. So on my winter walk I took a beautiful picture, and this is my picture. Hopefully you can see that really clearly. And in my picture you can see trees with bare branches. Some more in the distance here. Hopefully you can see the sky is slightly different colours as well across the top. So here it looks a very sort of warm pink colour, and then in the distance it's very blue. I'm going to use my picture now to help me draw a picture of a winter tree, and we would like you to have a go at that too. So if you spot some things on your winter walk, it would be really lovely if you could take a picture if you can, and then have a go at drawing it when you get home. So I'm going to use my picture now, and I'm going to have a go at drawing my winter tree. Let me take my poem down, and I'm going to pop some paper with my picture and I'm going to have a go at drawing a winter tree. This is my piece of paper. And I'm going to put my picture next to it so I can keep looking at it and keep checking it. I'm going to do an observational drawing based on my picture. So that means I'm going to try and make my picture look exactly like the picture that I have taken. And I'm going to use only the colours that I can see in my picture. So I've noticed that in my picture, the branches on the trees look black. So I have found some crayons and I'm going to use my crayons to create my picture. Now you don't have to use crayons, you could use whatever you have at your house to do your picture with. It could be crayons, it could be pens. If you have some paints and you want to have a go at painting, that would be fantastic. But use what you have at your home with your adult and you can get creative and do whatever way you would like to. But I'm going to use crayons today. So here we go. I'm going to start off by drawing the branches for my tree and the big tree trunk. So here's the trunk that goes right up to the top. Now the branches are quite thick in some places, but as they branch off, they get a little bit thinner. Now I've noticed on my tree that there are not any leaves. The leaves have all fallen from this tree. So I'm going to be drawing twigs and branches that all come off sections of my tree. Just like that. And it might be that I actually decide to colour in my tree trunk too, because that is also this colour. Notice in my picture that there is more than one tree, so I might decide to do more than one tree in my picture too. In fact, I think I might draw another one just beside it, like this one here. Again, this tree doesn't have any leaves on it, so I'm not going to add leaves, I'm just going to draw the branches that I can see. Because in an observational drawing, you only draw what you can see. There we go. So I've got a couple of trees drawn now. But in my picture, I've also noticed that on the ground here, there is a little bit of grass, a little bit of green grass that I can see. So I'm going to use a green just to colour at the bottom the little patches of green grass that I can still see there, just around the base of the tree. Now it's not a very big patch, it's just a very small patch underneath the trees. There we go. And then at the front, it's all very brown and muddy. So I'm going to change different colour to a different colour. I'm going to find my brown crayon and I'm going to add the brown to the front of the green grass because it's got very muddy. So I have my mud, the grass, the trees that just have branches, no leaves. Next thing I'm going to add to my picture, I think, is probably the sky in the background. Now I'm going to need two different colours for this because can you remember I talked about just behind the tree here, it looks like a pinky colour, a warm pink colour behind the tree, possibly where the sun is shining, and then over at this side of the picture we have the blue sky. So I'm going to use my pink first. And I'm just going to, behind my first tree, in this half of the picture, colour in behind the tree. There we go. And then I noticed that it's only part of the picture that is that warm pink colour. So I'm not going to go too far. I'm then going to change and find my blue crayon to then add the blue sky. It then changes to behind the second tree. There we go. Now you can add as much as you like to your picture. I'm going to stop there, but you can add whatever you can see in your picture. So it might be that you've noticed that I have missed some of the trees off in my picture, and that in your picture you want to add some more trees that you have seen. I'm just going to take it down so you can see it much closer. There we go. So on my winter walk today, I saw lots and lots of trees that didn't have any leaves. So while you're on your walk, see if you can spot some trees with no leaves, and have a go at drawing them when you get home. A special challenge for you, Nursery. I wonder what that is called when a tree loses its leaves in the winter. Those trees have a special name. I wonder if you could find out what the name of those trees are. Now we would love to see the pictures that you create. So make sure that you upload them onto Google Classroom. Your adult will need to help you do that. But we would love to see pictures of you on your winter walk and pictures of your trees. So upload as many things as you can to show us the learning that you have been doing at home, because we would love to see them. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, Nursery.